Hey all, Manaiman here. Or rather, Eyyo, Manaiman here. Just welcome to... Wait, is the camera even... Welcome to us. Not really a special episode, just a different approach, I suppose, really. Let's get this off, huh? So we can build... Oh. You and I. Well, we're back for another weekly Shonen Jump review. This week we've got, I think issue 27. Yo, can I get a PogChamp? Can I get a PogChamp? Oh, if I hold my hands here the entire time, I can get a PogChamp. Pause champ, perhaps? Right there. Yo! Anyways, guys, thank you for showing up for this week. A little different, I know, but, why not change it up every once in a while, am I right? As the traditional Manaiman video goes for a weekly Shonen Jump review, at least, let me preface the video. So I have summer school for the first 4 weeks, maybe not for the first 4 weeks, so I have this week off, and then I have summer school for 4 weeks. So if no videos come out during that time, maybe I apologize. But if they do come out, then don't worry about it. I might miss a week or two, and well, this week's gonna be challenging, I know, it might be a little late. But I apologize once more if it is late. So let's just get started, shall we? Let's preface once more with, to the new people out there, I don't cover 5 series in Jump. Ayakashi's Triangle, Black Clover, Mio Roboko, Undead Unluck, and, oh, I already said Ayakashi Triangle, so let's say, how about we say Mission Yozakura Family. Those 5 series I don't cover. I already talked about it in the previous video, go watch those. You know, one of these 2 corners is going to have it, link in description, you know how it be. But first, before we start those, let's start with the not Shonen Jump series, right? So like, this week at least, we'll be talking about Kaiju No. 8 and World Trigger. So let's just get into it, shall we? Whoa, what an interesting series of events. First, Kafka Hibino loses the... That'd be really bad if I just read everything. So Kaiju No. 8. Interesting chapter this time around. There's a part in the what shall I say? What shall I call it? In the fight. There we go. The fight versus Kafka Hibino and Isao. One of those bound to be fine. In this fight, he loses control of his kaiju power. We thought he had the power, and then it just became too much for him because the survival instincts, I'm sure, is usually what it comes down to. The survival instincts of the kaiju within him are too great, and so they come out and go bleh, maybe not bleh, but you get what I mean. Become too great for him to handle, and they take over Kafka. At least that's my hypothesis on this. So later down the line of the chapter, we learn that Isao could have killed Kafka Hibino in the very first interaction had he really tried to kill him. So what the girl is thinking, Kikoru got him. Kikoru, at least in her mind, what she's thinking is that her father is not trying to kill him because that is what she wanted. She didn't want Kafka Hibino to die, and so the dad is listening to her, and that's what we're thinking. Or at least that's what I'm thinking. I don't know if that's what y'all are thinking. That's what I'm thinking. That's what she said she's thinking. In the final part of the chapter, we see that Kaiju No. 8 grows too large for Isao to take down, easily. And so I wonder where they're going to go with this. Are they going to get someone else in there to help him out? Or is he just going to, because he uses the Kaiju No. 2's power, is it going to be like he absorbs that sort of thing? Or he can turn into a kaiju himself? He has that sort of capability? I'm curious. I personally, now that I've said that, I do think that is what's going to happen. There was, within that chapter, there was a panel I really liked, which was Kaiju No. 8, twisting himself all into like a bunch just to get a punch on Isao. And what I really liked about it is that it shows Kafka just kind of like coughing up as like blood, and as if he was in pain and everything. And it just shows that like he has kaiju powers, yes, but he is not a kaiju. It's sort of like a suit, like how can I describe this? Like Ultraman, right? The actor is wearing the Ultraman suit. That's what I think. Or like in Godzilla, the Godzilla guy is wearing the Godzilla outfit. He can't move like an actual kaiju. He's just wearing the suit. So that's what I think is going on with Kafka. He can appear as one, and he has a strength and some abilities, but he cannot, twist his body as if he were a real kaiju. He doesn't have that kind of structure, bone structure, and flexibility and all that. That's pretty interesting. I find, at least. Once this chapter concluded, I really thought, besides the twisting, I thought, oh wow, that was pretty interesting, the twisting at least. And I thought, is there a possibility that, Kafka might not be injured by these twists and turns that Kaiju number 8 is doing? I'm interested in that. And can Kafka conquer the power of Kaiju number 8? Is it possible for Kafka, to become Dai Kaiju number 8, if you will? Large Kaiju 8, for those who are not familiar with the Japanese language, and become, and still be in control of him? Or is he just going to be, this little Kaiju number 8 that we see him every time in every chapter? Is that what's going to happen for the rest of the series, or is he going to be able to become Dai Kaiju number 8? That's what I'm curious about, and that's what I'm waiting to see. Moving on to World Trigger. Yes, the ring. It is quite World Trigger, right? Isn't it? Like Kugayuma in the very beginning of the series. Rip my man, replica. Now, I should probably tell you guys about my history with World Trigger, because I think it's a little important for you guys to know, my relationship with World Trigger. However, I won't. So in this chapter we see the Usamu team, who's looking to go on the away mission. At least we assumed everyone was. Apparently Kitori is not looking to go to the away mission unless her own entire squad goes. But anyways, I feel that this chapter was really interesting because we got to see, inside how it is, how the food works, how the placement of everything works. Just how the whole system of this arc is going to work. It's incredibly interesting. I think that World Trigger has such interesting ideas, but I'm not going to get into them right now because I got to save this for a video. I got to milk this World Trigger content, let me tell you that much, for free. Every time I come home from book off, I think, man, I got to get that World Trigger volume next time I go there, because it's in World Trigger volume 1 in Japanese. I always think that, and then it's still there the next time. But because this is in the video, next time I go, I swear to God, I'm going to get it. I actually am going to get it. I actually will get it next time. If it is still there, I will get it. I promise you guys that. There were a few funny bits in this chapter, basically with Kitori, she's any part of it, the chapter that she wasn't not. How do I describe this to you guys? When Kitori isn't normal, saying hey guys, how's it going? When she's very animated, miss me with that. Then she is hilarious. She's very funny. And so those were the funny bits of the chapter. I'm scared to go to summer school, and because it seems like so much work. I have to read a chapter a day, and then reading this chapter, it's dude, they're just doing what I'm doing every day. This doesn't help my mental state of calm before the storm. You know what I mean? It's bruh, I'm stressed out already. I don't need this right now, bro. Please stop. Just stop showing me work, please. I want to go on summer break, please. But at least, at the very least, they can do cool assignments, which I'm probably not going to. Or at least we'll see if they're cool. I mean, next chapter, which is July 1st, we'll see. By July 1st, I will be caught up with Blue Exorcist and Kimono Jihen. I would guarantee start off at the end, but there's a lot of vampire stuff in anime right now, and I'm watching a lot of it, and so I'm not going to be super hyped for it, but we'll see. I'm not going to guarantee that one. But definitely Blue Exorcist and Kimono Jihen, which is 54 chapters for Kimono Jihen, and then I want to say 20 for Blue Exorcist, but dude, they're so long. They're 45 chapters. How long do I have? One a day. I got this. I promise you guys. And with the Jump stuff, with the other, I'll just call it the Jump stuff because it's Jump Plus and Jump Square. With the Jump Plus out of the way, let's get into the weekly Shonen Jump, issue 27 for 2021. Let's get to reviewing, shall we? I had a great idea. What we're going to do this time around is spin a wheel. I would show you guys this, but I actually can't because the camera's too perfect. So what I'm going to do is spin a wheel with all of the series on it, and then I'll tell you what it comes up as. And then we will, from there, I'll screenshot it even, and from there I will we'll just review it in that order, okay? All right, tap the spin, and let's see what we get, shall we? Oh man, it's starting to get hot in this bad boy. We will start with... All right, the Elusive Samurai. There we are. Yeah, the camera moved. Whoops. Oh wow, that actually worked. Okay. Or not. So the Elusive Samurai chapter 19. Fun chapter. I learned how those fully armored soldiers, like samurai, for example, would fight back in the day. I'm not sure if it's 100% accurate. I haven't looked it up. I haven't really even looked into it, but seems interesting. I'll believe it. I think it is very interesting how, they, rather than, what they'll do is shimmy themselves, block it like that, rather than using the sword to you know what I mean? We would typically think the sword fights were fought back then. I guess they were fought like that back then, but just not with the fully armored soldiers, if you will. The teaser for next week, not really a teaser, cliffhanger for next week was really interesting as well. We saw Tokiyuki right there ready to fight Ant Guy. I'm very excited for Ant Guy v Tokiyuki because while he didn't really do much to the children and he just kind of blocked everything, I want to know how good Tokiyuki is because of his elusivity? Elusivity, let's just go with that. So with Tokiyuki's elusivity, I'm just interested to see how he can fight that and if he'll be able to, hit him, because Tokiyuki's group is very, how should I say this, not good. They're good, they killed that one guy, however, they didn't really do much against Ant Guy. So I'm curious because Tokiyuki has less experience than these guys, I'm just curious how they're going to go. How the battle is going to go, rather. And another thing I was really interested, for this cliffhanger at least, was seeing Fubuki fight the other two guys. He can take two at one. He's that good. Excuse me. Why are he and Tokiyuki not fighting Ant Guy together and then leaving the two, I don't remember the names. I apologize. Servants to fight those two men. I'm just curious. I'm just wanting to know. But a question I had was, where did all the adults come from? In the last chapter we were evacuating children. Where did all these adults come from? Please explain. Anyone? Anyone have an idea at least? Let's see what we got next on the wheel, shall we? A little game for us. Why not? Why not? Elusive Samurai out of the way. Let's see what we got now. Ooh, 9 dragons. Red dragons.
Red dragons!
No, it's Jagar.
Jaggers!
Whoops. 9 dragons chapter 16. Really quick chapter this time around, not page count, but more so because of how much action there was, and even the montages, which I ain't gonna lie, scare me a little bit, because I remember when I read Robo X Laser Beam, I was very caught off guard with the random time skip. I feel like I'm in Mad Max. Where was I? Leave a comment if you remember. It's so stupid. So because of these montages and because it was a time skip, then a montage, then another montage. So I'm just curious about, and then they added 3 new members out of nowhere because they needed 10 members, or I don't really know how many a baseball team's supposed to have, but they added 7 members they added 10, they added 3 members to make 10, players on the baseball team, and I'm just like, I feel like they just added these because the people in Jump are like, yo, you gotta hurry this up, I, for one, would personally prefer a slower run series if it needs to. I don't need it high action. Something like Black Clover can do high action, that's fine. But series sometimes need the breathing room, you know what I mean? Like this one, if they're not gonna do it now, I would want them later on at least to more fully develop these 3 new characters. One is a 3rd year, another is a 2nd year, and the last one's a 1st year. And I'm very curious about their, it tells us the reasoning for them being there, but I'm very curious about, what do they do on the team? What's their specialty, if they even have one? Also, the game was very fast. It was very montage-like after a training montage. And so what I'm scared of is that they're just rushing to get to the finals, and then the series is going to be over, or that the series is just going to feel rushed, so they're going to axe it after that. And so because I'm scared of that, I'm just not wanting it to go that fast. I want it to go a little slower, and take the time it needs to develop its characters, as well as to give us a really good baseball game.
Oh, that's a baseball!
That being said, I'm not a fan of slow baseball. That's why I like anime and manga baseball. So, I mean, maybe they know what they're doing, right? I don't know. I'm not a mangaka yet. Time to see what they got going on with the, what I got going on, what the Wheel website has going on. All right. Next one we have is Dr. Stone. So the Geiger counter. We have the Geiger counter, the stainless steel, canned food, and super alloy city have all been created in this one chapter, which, while interesting, seems a little fast-paced. I know I've just, maybe I'm just dogging on the fast pace, but I just don't like it, because it usually means that a series is rushed, or that it's, it needs to pick up when it doesn't always need to pick up. But again, Dr. Stone knows what it's doing. It's chapter 199. So at this point, they know what they're doing. I'm gonna trust Boichi and Unigaki. I never looked up if that's how you pronounce his name. I'm sorry if it isn't. Furthermore, Senku is going to build a ship with Kaseki, if I remember correctly, Kaseki, and then some other guys, I'm sure, to build the ship so they can travel across the world to find more supplies for this rocket, while Dr. Zeno stays in America and works on the rocket with the materials they have there, which I'm very excited to see Senku traveling once more. I really want to see more of the world in this Stone Age, not Stone Age, this post petrification age, especially because it's been 3,700, I'm not going to do the exact amount, but at least 3,700 and I'm going to say 10 years. Oh, my tooth. I hate when that happens. You know what I mean? When the tooth here hits this one. Oh my god, it's the worst. Something about Senku being the scientist of light while Dr. Zeno admits to being this scientist of darkness is very interesting. It reminds me, I literally do not remember where I read this, or if I just dreamed it up, or if I'm even butchering the quote. But when he says, there's always got to be a villain, and I will be that villain. It's just poetic, I suppose. It could be Leffen that said that. It might be that one dude on Deli's Catch that said that, I think. Steve Harley Davidson, I think his name was. I think he said that he didn't mind being the villain. But anyways, I thought it was it's such a good quote, because you just know who you are and what you're supposed to do, and you just gotta own it. It's just owning your character. And I'm really excited to see how the process, I was going to say something more in depth about how he runs the camp, but I'm really more interested in Senku going across the world with the boys. I ain't gonna lie. But another thing I am interested in is, will Senku decide on, a wooden boat or a steel boat? But as I say this, I'm just remembering that they made stainless steel knives and canned food, so they're probably going to use a steel boat rather than a wooden boat. Kind of a dumb question on my part. What does the wheel have for us next? Oh man, I feel like GeoWizard in a way. Not because I'm playing GeoCaster, but more so because I'm having some fun on the channel. I never do that. It's more analysis these days, isn't it? Oh, Magu-chan. Okay. Magu-chan, chapter 45. Magu-chan, chapter 45. In this chapter, we see everyone trying to help out Izuma for science class. We learn that Izuma is beyond physics, Magu-chan is too smart in science, he knows too much to help out humans, and that Ren is a pretty cool dude despite, having these jealousy issues with Ruru. He helped out Izuma even though he really found him super annoying, and halfway through the chapter he thought to himself, why am I even helping him out? He's so annoying. It's just an annoyance, a nuisance, if you will. So really, Ren's he's an alright dude. Definitely has a jealousy problem, but besides that, he's a pretty cool dude. As I spin the wheel, who do I think we'll get? I think we'll get Kazoku, or Kokosei Kazoku. And I was wrong, it's One Piece. Yo, Margot Robbie on screen helping me out. Is that too far? No, it's not far enough. Put you right there, baby. No! Oh wait, no, I'm on One Piece, not Kazoku, not Kokosei Kazoku. I almost messed that up for us. Us being you and I, we're both having fun together. Man, this chapter gave me chills. Let me just tell you. First off, I just simply cannot believe how many people were just giving up once Luffy died. Like, bro, you guys can probably all take, maybe not problem, I don't know about probably, but maybe y'all could take down Kaido if you tried together, if everyone was in good health and Kaido was taken a little bit weaker because of Luffy. But that's not the situation they're in, so they probably know more than I do. I'm not on a battlefield. Shall we move on to the next point? There was this one dude in the chapter who was kind of weird, honestly. He's a Kaido, not villain, Kaido's helper, subordinate, bitch, in which he stated to one of the samurai, I forgot who, but he was saying, "Yo, you samurai aren't weak at all. Kaido's just really strong." And I thought that was like oddly polite for a villain. Like you're supposed to kind of say like, "You're weak. You'll never match up to Kaido." But in this one, it's just kind of like, "You guys aren't bad. He's just that great. He's just that strong." Which again, how many times do I have to say, was odd and a little funny, really. I loved the bit where Chopper was crying because he really thought that Luffy had, lost the battle and there was no hope. But when Sanji hit him with the, "After all this time together, how many miracles have you seen?" Like, oh my god, Sanji, you're right! I'm sure there was certain audience members, readers, if you will, who were reading this chapter and being like, "Oh, man, Chopper's got a point. Doesn't look good for the Straw Hats." And then, and then Sanji just says this and it's like, bro, you're so right. How could I ever doubt Luffy? Like, a small bit of me, as big as a One Piece fan I am, I thought for a second, how do they win? How does Luffy get out of this one? But then I remembered last week when I said Beppo was going to save them all, and guess what happened? It did. I don't know if he was in the boat, but it was definitely the Heart Pirates, Korozon, I don't remember. Lost Pirates that came to help Luffy out. Apparently they heard him talking through this, I saw Roger talk about it, I don't remember what it was, but he was able to talk to Momonosuke about, talking to him about how he's not dead, how he's going to beat Kaido, and how they're going to free Wano from Kaido's tyrannical grips. Speaking of Momonosuke, dude, I don't know how he's conscious. I don't know how Kinemon says it so well. Momonosuke! I can't do it. I can't do it like him. He says it way better. Maybe it's because I'm not fluent Japanese like he is. Eyyo, self-burn. Just seeing Kinemon's memory about how it was challenging for both him and Momonosuke to call each other by their fake names, I'll say. Like how he's supposed to say Momonosuke instead of Lord Momonosuke. And then how it's supposed to be father instead of Kinemon. It was really heartfelt, and like he really just cares about Momonosuke so much that he thought of this, before Kaido destroyed him with the knife, just impaled him and killed him. And I love Kinemon, so it's genuinely sad to see that he's just gone. I mean, it's not 100% confirmed because it's Oda after all. I mean, how many times did Kanjuro die in the just this last 20 chapters? Still, I feel like it is permanent, and I feel like we just saw the last act of Kinemon, which was to save Momonosuke, and I'm sure Odin would be proud. Like the guy in the ITLC Discord said, I actually got feels. I'm with you on that. Maybe not on ITLC, we'll get to that. However, definitely in One Piece this time around. From, hope with Sanji, to sadness with Chopper, to the chills of excitement when Momonosuke was saying, Luffy's alive and he's gonna win! And then seeing Yamato and Kaido facing off, face to face, no fighting, just, that one above fighting, or the trash talk rather. The trash talk between the two, I'm very excited to see Kaido v Yamato. And I'm full Yamato. I love my boy Yamato. Time to spin the wheel once more. What shall we get? I think which watch? Comment below. All you MHA fans are probably popping off because it was MHA.
Lady Nagant's dead.
Spin the wheel time again. Looking like JJK. Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 151. Maki is insanely strong. So much so that she's able to take out her father, the Hiei, and this dude who has an identity crisis in the middle of her counting frames. I mean, come on. The tournament, it will not be fair if she enters. Let me just tell you that. And I'm sure she will. I think it's really badass of her how she was able to count the frames in the first place. In the second place, I thought it was really just hype of her to just deck this guy, as he says, imposter. The way he moves and the way they describe this guy's power reminds me of, I think it's Super Mario 3D World, where you get the cat suit and you can do a cat dive, and then out of that you do a Luigi spin jump and you gain massive speed. And I think it's like, and that's just what I thought, at least. For y'all gamers out there that aren't aware, or that people who just don't know, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, it was really interesting chapter, and I can't wait to read the next one where she goes and destroys the tournament and the series just ends abruptly with Kyuji's death because Maki's too good and she just killed him. Another wheel time, Sakamoto Days. I'm never gonna get one of these, am I? Yo, Mr. Beast asking if I have a coupon? No. Hey guys. I don't know why is this blue filter on. Maybe I accidentally applied one. Oh well. No Furu. I couldn't find it because I put it as Client Candy Flurry for some reason. No Furu. The Umino Minase team pair, rather, is being hunted still because people don't want to do the second test. The second test being the written portion. I don't blame them. Written portions are kind of rough. I'm happy to see that the action has finally started to work. They've started showing the in-between frames, as it were. If we're talking in the animation or even the Jujutsu Kaisen world now. Get it? 24 frames per second. Unfortunately, the comedy is about the same. It's still not that great, and the surprises are still pretty, predictable. For example, Umino was feeling down because he told his dad he wanted to be a reset. And so his dad said, yo, let's go practice with the resets. So on that day, he was super nervous to go practice with them, and he wasn't going to practice. However, he was sitting in the hallway, and guess who came up to him? That's right, Edie-san. Totally predictable, I know, but I'm not the writer, so I can't change it. But what it wasn't super predictable, I mean, they kind of said it, yeah, they said that he's strong before, and I saw someone say that they shouldn't have done that, really, and I agree. I don't think they should have made him super strong. They should not have alluded to his strength so early on in the chapter. They should have let it as a surprise for when it happens, because then we would be like, oh. When he says oh yeah, oh she's Edie-san's watching, or Edie senpai's watching, and then he gets this massive power, oh, you know what I mean? And then he's able to fight at his best, which is what everyone was saying, how legendary he was, taking out so many resets in that one practice round. Even Edie-san, senpai, whatever you want to call her, said that he was really super strong and he could take down anyone. The one surprise that really got me was this one dude who broke into the exam and is now terrorizing all the people. However, he could be an exam student, there's nothing wrong about that, but maybe I've just been reading too much Kaiju No. 8, right? Thinking it's the same kind of plotline, 2 exams, 2 people breaking into it. Or maybe the writers are reading too much Kaiju No. 8. Spin the wheel, spin the wheel, spin the wheel. Oh no, Hako! I didn't even think about this. Let me make the screen brighter. Let's see how that works. Alright, that's max. Bro, I should have done this from the start. I'm so stupid. I don't know, Hako. Chapter 8. In this chapter, we see Taiki being teamed up with Haryu, for teams. within badminton. Some like, you know, in Melee or Smash or whatever you want to call it. Before anything even starts, Taiki's talking with his friend, and I forgot the friend's name, I apologize, but the friend tells him, hey, you know, just kind of small talk, whatever. And Taiki says something about Chinatsu Senpai and how he's kind of into her. From that's what Haruo hears. And as Taiki and Haruo are walking away, he's like, oh, you didn't hear that. And then he makes a comment about it, a sly little remark that is a little teasing, a little Uzaki-chan, senpai kind of thing, you know what I mean? Which, oh, chef's kiss, beautiful. Uzaki-chan, that is. Over the course of the chapter, we see Haruo being really hard on Taiki, how he's very strict with him, how he's not over, but he's like really working him hard to get this spot because he wants him to be great. But Taiki's thinking that Haruo wants Chinatsu Senpai for himself, which we come to learn out that is not the case because Haruo has a girlfriend. We see Haruo teasing Taiki throughout the chapter for, you know, not being good enough for Chinatsu Senpai and all these things. And the friend speculates that, oh, it's because he's like telling you, step off my woman, man, this is my girl, not yours. As soon as I heard the first kind of remark, the little teasing, little Uzaki-chan senpai kind of remark, I thought, man, Haruo wants Taiki to be really good. He believes in him, and the reason he's pushing him so hard is because he sees that. All throughout this chapter, Haruo has been teasing Taiki, saying like, oh, Chinatsu Senpai, or rather, Chi would never go out with someone so weak and so not good at a sport because she's just so good at it. I believe this teasing is more so to get Taiki motivated so he can reach the Chinatsu level, and so that Chinatsu begins to see him at the same eye level and they begin to like each other. That is genuinely what I believe. I think Haruo's a good guy, good homie, good teammate. The worst part about this chapter for sure was the predictability. As soon as the teasing started, I knew exactly where this chapter was going to go. I didn't know he had a GF at the end, let me just say that, but I didn't think he was interested in her at all. At least in this chapter. The last few chapters I was like 50-50 on it, but as soon as he teased Taiki, I thought, man, he's not into her at all. He just wants Taiki to get motivated. And that's exactly what happened. And at the end of the chapter, he reveals that he believes that Taiki can do what he wants and that he's really good. And through that, Chinatsu Senpai actually even looks at Taiki and says like, you're doing great. Kind of reminds me of the Uzaki-chan. Which, I mean, one of the really funny parts, at least I thought so. This really became a Uzaki-chan part of the video, huh? Whatever. I love Uzaki-chan. Put her in any video I can if I can. While we're waiting for this to spin, guys, please comment down below if you like the wheel. If you want it back, then I'll have it back. If you guys like this, leave a comment down below saying you like the wheel. If you don't, then I won't bring it back. And if you guys like it, then maybe I'll figure out how to screen record the wheel as we spin it. And so then you can hear my voice as well as seeing what's going on. And then that'll become even more, even more fun for you guys to watch. So please tell me, guys, if you like the wheel, or if you guys want me to do net random number generator. I just want to mix these up as much as I can, really. And really, hard-boiled cop! Oh, it's gonna end in 2 chapters, isn't it? Hope you guys like the pun of me calling it hard-boiled cop now, because there's no dolphin anymore. I also knew about the left hand or right hand or whatever hand. I think it's the right hand of being Orpheus's. Oh, now Samajima's hand. What'd I tell you guys? What I didn't expect though was where they were riding on whales in the tsunami. Like, I am so gonna miss this series being so wacky and weird every week when it goes, Marrow. Oh my god, I'm just gonna be so sad. That last panel though, when Samajima's like, or that last page even, when he's like, what time is it? 7 o'clock? Nah, whatever. Whatever your name is, Blondie. Yeah, let's keep calling him Blondie, dude. I don't respect him enough to give him a name. Blondie, you're under arrest. That's so hard-boiled! What do y'all think it's gonna be? I think it's gonna be Kazoku, or the family, high school family. I was wrong again. Sakamoto Days. Let's see what we got going on with Sakamoto Days, shall we? Man, Sakamoto Days is such a great series. Like, the action in it flows so well, the characters are so amazingly interesting, and not only that, the character designs are even better. Like, this reindeer dude with the scars that are, like, detachable, like, that's some crazy stuff that I would want to write in my series. Like, oh my god, I gotta learn from this dude. How the creativity and the comedy in it, oh my god. I really wish I had this guy's writing ability with storytelling. I mean, I'm good with like characters, but empower stupid stuff like that, but like, oh my god, I just can't. Maybe not stupid stuff that happens within the story, like wacky stuff, but man, I cannot pull off a consistently good series like this, I don't believe. Maybe one day. What I loved so much about this fight was how we see the reindeer guy attacking, right? So we see him go super fast and harm Shishiba. And so what happens next? Well, Shishiba has his own thing in store, and where he hits him here and then, you know, in the forehead with the knife, and he's just as fast, and it shows us how capable two assassins are in this world. And it's like, oh my god, these guys are so fast, that's so ridiculous. As he's like, as reindeer guy's neck gets twisted and it gets broken and everything, he just untwists it and he's like, my neck is not broke, can't break, and everything like that. And then Sakamoto falls into a pitfall, falls right on top of him, and he's like, where am I? What is going on? And then he recognizes Shishiba and he's like, oh, Shishiba. And then he thinks to himself, where am I? Earlier in the chapter, we saw Sakamoto talking to Shin about how powerful the guys are in the order, about how if 6 Shins or 10 Shins were created, 10 Shin, then all of them would be killed in 6 seconds by any of the top order people, assassins rather. And so seeing them working here, oh my god, so worth the wait. And also Sakamoto is just so right about how he's so fast and how Shin would just be dead, like honestly. If this guy didn't have the weird neck thing, he would be so dead, let me tell you. I wonder how they're going to deal with this now that Sakamoto's here. How are they going to deal with this three-way? Is it going to be like a... What is it? Where they all fight? Is it like a free-for-all, or are they going to team up? You know, I'm just really curious about how they're going to deal with this situation. Is Sakamoto going to be taking out all of them? Is he going to be like, you know, fighting for his life? Is he going to be fighting with them? Like, oh my god, there's so many things going on in my brain. What's going to happen to Shin? Where is he? What is he going to do? Is he going to join the fight? Oh my god, there's so many things I'm thinking about just of this one fight in this chapter. Like, oh my god. Wheel time. You guys want transition music? Alright. Pardon me, I'll screenshot this one. Alright. Alright, I was able to show the confetti finally. Well, ITLC is great this week, as, you know, per usual, at least while I've been doing these videos. It was really weird. And not in the way you might be thinking. It's not Witch Watch weird, where the contents are super weird. It's just par for the course for Witch Watch. What was really weird about it was how the art style changed. And let me just show you. In the first bit of the chapter, we see Risa looking kind of stiff and just a little bit more adultish, a little older. She doesn't have her little chisai, petite, you know, figure anymore. She doesn't look so young. She looks a little bit older. Even mAR looks a little off, and it is quite strange seeing these characters that we've known for a little bit being, you know, changed. And admittedly, the artist has talked about this. He talked about it in the last Shonen Jump artists corner, where the artist comments, excuse me. And there he talked about how he changed up the line. He changed up how he did the line work and things like that. And it is a little bit more stiff. The weird thing about the chapter is how halfway through the art changes. I don't know if it was for, you know, some effect or something, but it changes at quite an important point where mAR's father hanged himself. But we'll get there. I know it's kind of deep, but we'll get there, don't worry. After that very important plot point within the chapter, we see the art style change back to the art style we know and love from since chapter 1, really. It's petite, chisai, little cute, Risa, and then Mars looking a little weird, but not anymore. She looks back to normal. It's just a weird change. I wonder if, I'm just thinking about if it's kind of one of those, I forgot what it's called, but when you like take the sugar pills and they do the same thing that normal pills would do in your mind. The placebo effect, I wonder if it's like that or if it's more so like he actually did change it back halfway through. I'm very interested. Comment what you think down below if you're an ITLC fan. Also, if any ITLC fans are actually watching this, please let me know. Just tell me I'm not alone, please. Other than the art changing in this chapter, there were other notable artworks in this chapter. For example, the portrait of mAR drawn by her father through love, and then her grandfather telling her father that it's not enough. You need to make art out of not love. What? Like, isn't it always the opposite? Like, isn't it always told, like, oh, cooking with love is the best result? What are you on, dude? Like, tell me what you're on. Why? Whatever he was on killed him, though, let me tell you. Because that's when mAR thought her father was free from this, realm of, like, not love, not love, not love. It's unfortunate that he thought he needed to hang himself because he couldn't get his father's satisfaction, or rather the approval of his father for being an artist. I personally, this is going to get a little bit deeper than just ITLC, but I think it promotes a certain topic, a conversation, if you will. That being people living for the sake of others. And I don't mean like nurses or doctors or something like that. I mean living for the approval of X person. I feel like that's not really living. Like, what do I want to do? I want to be a mangaka. That is my ultimate dream. And am I doing that for someone else? No, I'm doing it for myself. I feel like when you live that lifestyle of striving for another person's approval, that really, as mAR once spoke in this chapter when she found her father dead, his face was like a blank canvas. No emotion, nothing. And I thought, really, like, that's just so correct. Yes, it's about her dead father, and people who are living are still, living for the fulfillment of others. But I think that, what is your dream? You don't have one. Your dream is to have one person say, good job. Can you really consider that living? I want everyone to have their own, like, dreams and aspirations and everything. I don't want people to want to be something because someone told them to impress someone else. Like, oh, I'm not really proud of you unless you become a pro Yaku player. Is it Yaku? I hope so. Baseball player, for those who aren't familiar with Japanese. And for those who are familiar with Japanese and my butchering of your native language, or anyone who... Okay. Let me just apologize for how bad that bit was. Moving past this heavy topic, might I add. Let's talk about the rest of the chapter, shall we? I really love the fact that mAR is trying to make her father's painting of her the most sought-after, famous painting in the world. And while, yes, it is a little living for someone, but not exactly. And allow me to explain. Even though it kind of is, it also isn't. When you think about it, what was the dad looking for? He was looking for the grandfather to say, like, I'm proud of you, son, or, say, you're a real artist, which he never did, because he used to paint with love. However, with mAR, what she's looking for is to make this painting of her that her father made with love. For her, presumably, the most famous painting in the world. The most sought-after painting in the world. Like, can it get any more perfect than that? Like, it's so self-centered, self-oriented, but also an I love you letter to your father. Really, it's just beautifully done, I tell C. I think the fact that her father erased and messed up all, defaced all his paintings except the one with mAR in it, shows that he loves her daughter. His daughter, rather. Loves his daughter, mAR. And so I think that because of that, she wants to become She wants this one painting because she still knows it's made with love. She knows that he could never destroy this because it's the painting of her which he's most proud of and loves the most. Hence why it's such a beautiful I love you letter to the father who passed on too soon. Anybody down for wheel time? The one time I don't guess that it's Kokusei Kazoku. It is. Chapter 14 of Kokusei Kazoku. Or chapter 41 of Kokusei Kazoku, pardon me. This chapter feels very summer-like. And just because, it is coming to the summertime, first off. And second off, it's really because of how fast everything's going. At the end of a semester, just, the spring semester at least, it goes very fast, and you're just like, I don't have time to study, and next thing you know, it's summer. And that's where I am. I'm at this 1 week before 4 weeks of hell. And so I feel it even harder than I probably would otherwise, and let me tell you, they got it spot on with how it feels right before it hits summer in school, and right as you're hitting summer in school. But my question is, what are the Itanis gonna do now that school's out? How are they gonna work, first off, the little ones? Not Ichiro. Kids, how are they gonna work because they're hiding it from the parents? That's one question. Number two, it was just what are they gonna do? Probably go to a theme park or something. I don't know what they do in the summer in Japan, but they might do that. I'm not sure. It's only really a month-long break, isn't it? Wheel time. Literally the last wheel time, bro. Is it gonna be Mashle or Witch Watch? No one cares. No one's gonna stay for this long. And it's Witch Watch. Now that it's been 2 weeks of Witch Watch, I can finally tell you guys what I thought about the chapter. Chapters, I should say. I already got my thoughts out last week, actually. There was nothing on that chapter, so let's just move on to this one. I like this one. I like this chapter a lot. First things first, though, this 2-week-old joke, I gotta say before I forget. Because I didn't put it in last week, I gotta put it in now. Romance in oh my god, I messed it up. I had 2 weeks to sit on this and I still messed it up. Romance in Witch Watch? What? Money, 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 money. Hopefully that was funny. We learned that this girl is really into Moi, and that Moi's not too into her. Understandably so, because he doesn't know much about her. But he just tells her straight up, I'm not into you, I don't know anything about you. And we're all like, oh, that's so rough. That's like, you gotta lay her down a little easy. And then she says, oh, that's hot. Turning her more into Moi, more of a Moi simp, really. And it's just like, that was funny. You got me there. I wasn't expecting that. Further down the line, she asks Moi if there's anyone that he likes, rather. And he's like, there's someone I treat specially. And she's like, isn't that kind of like liking someone? And he's like, I don't know. And she tells Moi, think about her. And he thinks about her. And she says, think about a moment where you thought you liked them. To which we go to a Nico memory, or maybe it's a Moi memory that's not really specified, where they go into the memory and Nico's father has left because she blew up the house on accident. And because of that, she's super sad because the dad can no longer pick her up and, wee kind of thing. And so she's very sad and she just wants a hug and be picked up. And so little Moi, because they're like really young, picks her up and she just feels much better. And that is when she says, that's when I started liking him, or something like that. So that's when Nico fell in love with Moi. But I think they were sharing the same memory, because next thing you know, you see a dokun, which is a heartbeat kind of thing. And what I'd like to think that it's Nico's memory being abruptly ended by Moi's heart beating, because he's thinking about her. About Nico in that situation. His heart beats, snaps her out of it, and then he walks away saying, yeah, there was a time when I thought so. And Nico's all smiles, and then she tries to leave the pocket, turns back into big Nico, and she starts falling, and Moi comes in, swoops her up, and is like, I got you. And she's like, am I too heavy? And he's like, nah, I'm strong. Just mimicking maybe not mimicking, but just kind of an homage to what they were doing when they were really young. We see the Tengu in the tree, and he's just chilling. And then this old man comes up, or older guy comes up and tells him to get out of the tree. And then he's like, why aren't you over there in the big tree over there with everyone else? And he's like, that's the lover's tree. The guy proceeds to tell him about the tale about like, oh yeah, it's not really the lover's tree. There's a fig tree, that's the lover's tree. So Nico's friends come over asking the Tengu like, hey, where's Nico? And he looks over, sees her, and he's like, oh, let's go over here. The final panel shows them at the fig tree. Moi and Nico sitting under the fig tree. So this really just nails in that they're supposed to be together and that they will be together. So you don't need to even read the rest of the series. We've finished it. No more Witch Wash. Don't worry, I'll still be reviewing it every week. Mashle 65. Pretty good chapter. We saw Innocent Zero, no face, lose his humanity, has a forbidden spell, can turn his face into anyone. Like, what? Now, my question here is, will Mark Wahlberg here, will he become a, maybe not lose his humanity, but will he also use a forbidden spell against Innocent Zero here? I'm curious. I'm very curious. I can't wait to see if he does. And I think he will, personally. That's just my personal ideas here. How strong really is Wahlberg? That's what I'm really curious about. Is he stronger than Innocent Zero? Because Innocent Zero just used a forbidden spell. Does Wahlberg know how to cast a forbidden spell? Does he have the ability to do so? And if he does, will the forbidden spell just be just as strong, or will it be a little bit weaker? I'm not sure. But man, I can't wait to find out. Alright, we're done. We're done. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm sorry if this video is a little bit late. I had some personal stuff I had to get through to even get through to the editing and all that. So I'm really sorry. ごめんなさい。本当にすみません。I'm really sorry that this is late. But don't worry, because it's a banger video. It's a long video, probably even longer than normal. I don't even know how long, this video is going to be. I've been recording for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours or something like that, so I don't even know how long the final video is going to be. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to smash the like. I can't even take myself seriously saying this. Every time that I go through this, like, I write and I'm like, halfway through I think, man, I haven't written that much. Maybe I'll finally get a break from making a 40-minute video, 48-minute video. And then it's always the same amount of pages. It's usually around like 7 or 8 pages of script. And I'm not going to say sabotage them, but sometimes I just don't have as much to write about certain series. And yet it always comes out to 8 pages. I don't understand how. My mind is just like, yo, I got to hit this 8-page mark. And I do every time, and I don't understand how I do. But I just wanted to let you guys know that. I don't know why, but I thought it was kind of funny in a way how every week I think I haven't hit the 8-page mark in a while. Last week I did, actually, and then this week I did as well. One day I'll get there. Maybe next week when I don't have 2 series to cover. And okay, maybe next week when it's just Kaiju number 8 instead of Kaiju number 8 plus World Trigger. But we'll see. I'll probably still make it work. Make it get to 8 pages somehow. Whatever. Oh my god. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like button. Smash the describe button. Yes. Let's see if I can get this the 3rd time. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. You made it to the end. Congrats. That's obscuring my wife, my mommy. It's obscuring mommy. Okay. How about a 4th time? Let's see if we can get it a 4th time, huh? If we can get it in the 4th time. Alright. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Tell me what you think about the setup and everything. Which view did you like out of the first 4 weeks? I'll change it to, if you want the closet scene, if you want this one. If you want the normal 9-1 view, just tell me. And I'll change it, I'm a man of the people. Call me Bobby Scar, because I am the people's champ. Within the anime community, I'll say. Don't forget to Detroit smash that like button. To Oklahoma smash the subscribe button. And to share this with all your Nakama, because this video is a banger, and you know it. Matane. I want to share some special thing with you guys, but I got nothing. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Matane. Till next time. Yo, that's actually